Today I'm going to show you guys how I use TrendlineFinder.com to automatically draw out all of my trend lines with AI and find stocks that are right near bounce points. Obviously, this is not financial advice, and this does not remove the ability for human error or emotions. It is oftentimes as traders, we make our minds believe things that are going to happen because that's the outcome we want, but it is not the likely outcome. So this is just a really good guide and gives you, scans thousands of stocks at a time to find ones that are right near balance points. So let's go through this right now. I'm not editing this at all. I'm just going to show you guys exactly how I use this website that I built to find stocks that are near bounce points. So on the left-hand side of the website here, we're under Market Scanner right now. You can pick what sector you want to be in. I always just leave the all selectors box up here checked because to me, I don't really care so much what sector of the market in. I just want to find a stock that is in a good trend that is either looking for a trend reversal or to get in on a trend continuation. You can have your cap range here where you can select mid, large, and mega caps. I leave small and micro out because I have found that the mid and large size cap stocks typically trend in a more predictable manner. So we're going to leave these defaults that I have here are automatically set by the system. So if you sign up for TrendlineFinder.com, this is all going to be exactly how it's set up for you. I put these defaults here because it's the way that I like to find stocks. So then the price range, I leave under $1 out because penny stocks are somewhat unpredictable. Even the $1 to $5 range is not the best, but there's some good options in there, and I've made a lot of money trading stocks between $1 and $5, so it's good to leave those in there. So again, we're just leaving all of these up here as the defaults. Now, this is where you can, if you are a counter trend trader and you are looking to get on a break of a downtrend, you can set this to downtrend only. It will only flag stocks that are currently in a downtrend with trend lines automatically drawn out on all of them, and then it will it'll show you stocks that are near a resistance line that it is likely to break out of. We're going to leave this on both, though, for now. And like I said, I'm doing all of this without any editing. So if I stutter or something or say the wrong thing, I'm correcting all of this live because I want people to see the raw output of this system that I built because I think it's genuinely pretty cool. For the minimum average daily volume, I like to leave that at 1 million just because stocks under that don't really have enough trading volume and the spread on them is too large often. You don't want to be trading a stock that has a 20-cent spread or something like that. So having things that are over $1 million of average daily volume just helps a little bit. You can put in whatever numbers here you want. The bounce threshold, I usually put this around 2% or so. You can click any of the boxes down here. If you want something that's really close to a line or potentially touching a line, you could do 0.8%, but 2% is kind of a nice middle ground. So we're going to do a quick scan here. And depending on what's going on in the market, there's a chance that you don't find any stocks that are inside of all of these different filters that we've set here. But as you can see here, we have a couple different options here right at the top. The first 4 stocks always show you a mini chart view. It's really compressed, so it's not the most accurate thing to look at, but it gives you a quick thing that you can look at and be like, okay, is this something worth looking into? Right off the start here, this Moon Lake stock is a stock that, based on this little chart, looks to be near line. So if we click on that one and open it up, this is what the rest of the website looks like. It is automatically drawing out all of your trend lines. So this is where trendline trading gets kind of funky, and with AI, it can make it a little bit more complicated. So when you have a move, like on this day, this stock went from $60 a share down to $20 a share. Trendline trading, when you have these massive moves, is it can be very difficult to predict. So we don't so much care about what happened a year ago at that point. We want to look at, the most recent couple months here to find out what's going on. On the top of the screen here, you can enable and disable different trends. So the 1 year line we're going to get rid of, but we'll leave the 90-day and 30-day in. So as you can see here, price is currently at 1936, and this all uses real-time market data. So as you can see here, it automatically drew out these trend lines. So you have a 1, 2, 3 point trend line touch, and it is currently, so it recently touched the trend line here. So 2 days ago on July 21st. It was actually yesterday because these are 4-hour candles. Up at the top of the screen here, you can change the candle duration to whatever you would like it to be. I like 4 hours because I'm typically looking to trade something over the course of like a week, maybe 2 weeks, but I try to keep it under 2 weeks. Most of my trades are within the same week, so I just find sticking with a 4-hour candle gives you a little bit more stability in your trades. So if we, zoom in a little bit here, you can, if I was looking to get on this, I would have probably, hopefully, been looking at this, a couple days ago and got in around, the 20th or 21st when we had this trend line touch here. But this is still showing that it's in a good buy a good buy position if you're getting in on a trend continuation. I make most of my money trading using trendline continuation, not trendline reversals. I'd be looking to get in around here and then hold it for, maybe a week or two, because as you can see here, so typical results of this this specific trend line that's been going on for a couple months now, when it touches the trend line, so here we go from 15 to $19, $18, so like a $3 or $4 gain per stock. So I would be looking for that again here as well. So I'd be looking to get in here around $19 or so. I'd probably set it right around, like if I was doing a limit order, I'd probably put it in right around like 19.05. That way, inevitably, stocks, when they get close to half whole dollars, they often will spike down to that whole dollar and then continue up. And when they break through that, they will often fall very hard. But I would probably put a limit order on this on around like 19.05 or something like that. And then I would be looking for that $3 to $4 gain that like this stock pretty predictably seems to have these $3 to $4 swings. So I'd be looking to get in around $19 and get out around $22 or so. So a $3 per share gain, and I'd be buying, 500 shares or 700 shares, something of that nature. And this is exactly for this one case how I use Trendline to find stocks like this. Because I'm going to go back to the market scanner here, because this is fully it is using math for the most part for the initial trendline draw that pulls all of these charts onto this page for you. It is actually using math and leveling out the lines as it goes. And then once you actually click on it, it's using AI to look at the lines and adjust them to try to make them a little bit more how a human would look at them. So because it is all that last part is AI driven, like the actual final trend line placement, based on when stocks have these like crazy 50% moves like in a day or something, it can really screw up the way a trend line is drawn. So it is best, I have found, like I really like trading what would you call it, like stocks like JetBlue, Royal Caribbean, Carnival Cruises, travel stocks. I don't know why I can't think of the name of it right now, but things of that nature. Airlines, for whatever reason, have very predictable trend lines. They often will stay in a trend for quite a long time, so you don't have to wait for a trend reversal. You can just stay on a trend continuation and usually make a decent amount of money. But so let's look at another one here. Excelon Corporation. So we'll give it a second here to draw out the trend lines. So TrendlineFinder.com only shows you 1 year of total data. I had found that when I tried going past that, the trend lines got more and more inconsistent. And because you have to find the happy medium with where trend lines are placed, like how much of a candle do you allow it to break through, which a lot of traders will not, they only trade off the bodies of the candles, or they do use the wicks. So what's really cool about this platform, so AI will go through and draw out all of these trend lines for you, but then if you're like, I don't really like where this one is drawn right here, at the top of the screen here, you can click Adjust Trend Lines, and you can click this box here. Let's disable the 1 year trend line just to make things a little bit cleaner. As you can see, you can move this candle, and it is magnetic to the top of the wick of a candle, so you can drag it out to exactly where you want it and then look at it and be like, okay, it did wick above here, but for the most part it has respected this downtrend. And again, for the 6 month line we have down here. This one wasn't perfect either. Oops, I grabbed the wrong one there. We can, okay, let's disable some of these. This is like where sometimes you have problems when you get too many lines going. So obviously, you know, it's probably best to look, if you only like trading things for a week, you really only care about a 30-day downtrend. You might look at the bigger picture during your top-down analysis, but, you know, so you can grab this and place this at the bottom down here, and you can kind of see this wedge that we're in right now. But the point of TrendlineFinder.com and why I built it is not to just show you the one stock that you need to be buying in on because it's near a bounce point. This is to take thousands of stocks and consolidate it down to a list of like 20, you know, 10 to 20 really good options that are worth you then looking into doing your top-down analysis on, which you can just use the trend lines that this gives you for your top-down analysis. Obviously, it only goes back a year. I think I might extend that at some point once I fine-tune things a little bit more, maybe out to like 2 years. But, you know, you can use this, you know, the 1 year and a 30-day so that you have the, you know, the big picture from your 1 year during your top-down analysis, but then you're narrowing in on your 30-day window for actually, you know, getting in on your trade entry. We can go back to the scanner real quick. Looks like it's scanning again. Every once in a while it'll do that. The bounce strength here is a number that is calculated based off of a ton of different things. I honestly don't remember them off the top of my head. It was a lot of back and forth trying to figure out the best things. But it so how close it is to a 90-day trend line and a 30-day trend line, how close earnings dates are and things of that nature. It takes in a bunch of data and then it gives you your bounce strength. So the bounce strength is just how likely is the chance that it is about to have a bounce, not a trend reversal, because I personally love trend continuation trading. So it is telling you that how likely is the chance that it is going to bounce off of that trend line. So we can look at another one here. Eledon Pharmaceuticals. So this is a stock that, you know, since November has been in this really strong uptrend. We can leave 1 year on. I'm just trying to look at, you know, so it is trading, you know, we're in consolidation to a point here. It's been stuck between like $3 and $4 a share, but it is still respecting. It's the cool thing about trendline trading. You know, it is still respecting this, the you know 1 year trend line. And it's actually touching it right now. So like this is a very high conviction to me. Like this is one that, you know, I'll add to my watch list, which you can just do on the side here. We can just add it to our default watch list. This is a stock that I would probably be looking to get into for something like a, you know, you buy, this is a stock that, you know, you probably buy like 1,000 shares of or something like that because it's so dollar-wise inexpensive. You know, this is a stock that is right on a trend line that, you know, is likely, it is like this wedge that's forming since, you know, a couple weeks ago, you know, is telling you that it's getting squeezed into a zone here that is going to be interesting to see what happens with it. But looking at this, you know, you could probably get on a trade here and have it spike up near 4 for a 15-cent, you know, gain per stock. You have 1,000 shares, you make $150 or so. You know, it's that is how I like to trade. So this is one I'll look at today. But that's it. That's TrendlineFinder.com. Like I said, not financial advice. This is not telling you what stock you should be buying. You 100% need to do your own due diligence on all of this stuff. I'm going to show you one other cool thing while I'm here as we're signing off. If you click AI analysis here, it runs through, checks the trend lines, checks the news of the stock, and you got to wait for it to finish. Gives it a second here, and boom, you can scroll down to see the analysis. And if you scroll down, it'll show you it is over 100% above the specified support level, and the bounce strength score is 0. That is not right, and that is why you need to double check. It is obviously not, the bounce strength is not near 0. that's just not right. I'm going to look into that. This is a work in progress, and that's why it is priced so inexpensively at $9.99 a month, because it is not perfect and it does require you to still look into things a little bit more. But what's cool, down here we got news about the stock, your general stock information here that you get from, E-Trade and things of that nature. But one other thing as I'm signing off here, this is 100% scratch built. This, like most people who build out platforms for trading, use TradingView Lite charts. I tried that at first and it was a nightmare to get working. So what you're seeing here is I pull millions of points of data from our API that we get all of our data through for open and like 4-hour open and close points. As you scale down, it is pulling millions of points of data. It draws out the actual candles first and then overlays the trend lines on top of it. So this isn't like some mashed together thing that this has taken me months to build. It is actually, what's cool about it is scratch built. It is 100% custom, specific to TrendlineFinder.com. Nobody has anything like this out on the market right now. So that's it for this video. There's going to be a link in the description down below if you guys want to check out TrendlineFinder.com. I'd love it if you did. You get a free 24-hour trial that gives you access to everything. It's not just a subcategory of features. It is quite literally everything. So if you want to go get a 24-hour free trial, you can do that at TrendlineFinder.com. And it's just $9.99 a month if people do want to sign up for it. So that's it for this video. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.